Hi everybody, this is Andrea Ivanka, and normally every week I come to you with inspirational videos. This week is a little bit different, and I'm reaching out to you, my personal network, in an effort to help my grandmother and Kolos. Now, some of you may have heard of what are called distraction thefts happening around the city of Toronto. It's essentially a group of people that preys on the elderly, steals their jewelry, steals their belongings by distracting them and switching the jewelry out. So my grandmother was supposed to be interviewed earlier today by CTV, and unfortunately they got called away on another story, and she has a plea to send out for some of the things that got stolen. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to have a little chat with her, and I'm going to ask if any of you around the city know people that are involved in these distraction thefts to please listen up, because lives are being affected. So thank you for listening. Hi, Baba.
Hi.
So I know you were supposed to be on CTV. Now you have me instead. Certainly not Pat Foran. So last Friday you were out for your walk.
Yes.
And what area were you walking in?
Just a block down here, Saturn Road.
Saturn Road. So that's
south off Burnham Thorpe.
Yeah. So we're in Etobicoke, more on the west end, close to Mississauga. And so tell us what happened when you went out for your walk.
Well, I was walking along, and then this car, I don't know if it was parked there or it just drove up. I don't remember. But they asked for a light for her. I thought it was, I guess it was her husband, but her partner, whatever. He had a cigarette in his hand, and they wanted a light for his cigarette. So I had my lighter in my purse, and I gave her the lighter, and then they started asking me what languages I speak. Do I speak Italian? And I said no. Do you speak Greek? I says no. And he told me they're from Moscow, and he says, do you understand Russian? I said no. I told him I speak English and Ukrainian, and he still kept asking me, do I know Greek? Do I know different languages? He kept asking me and just distracting me.
So you said he was distracting you. So while he's talking to you, while he's got you engaged in a conversation, he was in the driver's seat, yeah?
Yes.
So he's in the driver's seat, he has you engaged in a conversation, meanwhile the woman's doing some other things. Tell us what was happening while he was talking to you.
She wanted to see my medallion, so she took it off my neck, and she says, I've got lots of gold, she says, I'll give you some gold. And she was just looking at my medallion, and she took it off my neck.
And what did you say?
And then I says no, and then he's distracting me with his talking, and she takes it off of my neck, and then she says, oh, your rings, well, put them in this here. She had this sitting on her knees, and she says, I have lots of gold, I'll put this in with the gold. And then she wrapped it up like this, and she tied it up, pretending, because when I opened the bag afterwards, my jewelry was all gone.
Oh.
And the lady just said, pray for me tonight, and pray for him tonight. She didn't say he was her husband. She said, pray for him tonight.
So she took your jewelry and she put it into here.
Supposedly.
And he keeps talking to you, and
Yeah.
you're distracted, and you said no.
Yeah.
Like to try and get her to stop.
Yeah.
And then like she gave this back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you opened it, and this is what you found. A whole bunch of trinkets.
Yeah.
Is this even the same jewelry that she was showing to you when she was talking to you?
No, that's not the same jewelry.
Okay. So
Because the necklace that she was showing me, it was heavier than this, but it was gold.
So they pulled a switch.
Yeah.
So I know about your rings, but the people watching this don't know about your rings. Can you tell us why your rings are so important?
my engagement and my wedding ring, which I've had for over 65 years. And my husband's been dead for 8. And I always wear my rings. I never take them off. I just take them off to clean them occasionally. But I always have my rings on. And I always wore my medallion whenever I went out.
So, for those of you
And
watching,
for it to protect me when I'm driving. And it was always also a gift from my husband.
so for those of you watching, these rings are more than just a wedding ring and an engagement ring. It's 65 years of memories. It's all my grandma had left of my grandfather, the medallion that he bought her. Now, she's willing to give a monetary reward to get the rings back. As you can see, for the person that stole them, they were rings. They were a piece of gold. To my grandmother, there's 65 years of memories. That's a very, very long time. So what we're asking is, if you might know anybody that's involved in this, if you know of how we might be able to get these rings back, if you saw anything that happened on Friday, June 3rd, or if you know anybody that's involved, please do email me at Andrea, ANDREA, at Andrea Ivanka, IVANKA.com. And please put in the subject line grandmother's rings so I know what it's about. And for any of you watching again, please just help my grandmother to get her wedding rings back, and let's stop what's going on with these distraction thefts in the city.
I forgot. And they zoomed away in a dark grey. I think it was an Elantra.
Okay, so she thinks it was a dark gray Elantra.
It was a dark grey, but I think it was Elantra.
So for those of you, again, please share this. Let's get this story out there into Mississauga, into Toronto, into the greater area, because this is my grandmother, and we want to stop this from happening to your grandmother, to your grandfather, to your loved ones when they're going out for a walk and enjoying our day. Let's make this city safe. I do want to thank CTV, because they were supposed to come out to do the interview. I want to thank Pat Foran that was supposed to be here. And please, everybody, just help get the word out here. If you know anything about the rings, let's help my grandmother get them back. Thank you.